Hi, I'm Allyn for Root for America, and I have great news for you. We have found our Ronald Reagan. Donald Trump is our Reagan. I've made that case in spring of 2015. I was the only one making it. It was a lonely argument for most of the past 12 months, but not so much anymore. Not after Trump's acceptance speech at the Republican National Convention. Trump just delivered the greatest Republican presidential address since Reagan. For the past year, I pointed out the similarities in how liberals have treated Trump versus Reagan. Liberals call Trump the same names and descriptions as they used to call Reagan. I know because I was there. I was a student at Columbia University in 1980. I represented Ronald Reagan at the Columbia presidential debate. I heard what my liberal classmates called Reagan and how they mocked Reagan. They called Reagan, get this, an intellectual lightweight, clown, crazy, racist, radical, extreme, stupid, ignorant, unqualified to be president, and they said, we can never allow his finger near the nuclear button. All the same names and themes thrown at Trump today. I also heard quite a few Reagan comparisons to Hitler and the Nazis. Just days ago on Fox News, a liberal commentator compared Trump's Law and Order theme to, you guessed it, Hitler. I'm a witness to the same vitriol, hatred, and slander from 36 years ago. To liberals, Trump is the new Reagan. Well, I could tell you this much. Trump is no Hitler. I'm a Jew. I'm certain when you check back 4 years from now, President Donald J. Trump won't have murdered 6 million Jews. As a matter of fact, Trump's beloved daughter Ivanka is a converted Orthodox Jew. Trump's grandchildren are Jewish. Trump opened Mar-a-Lago, his beloved country club in Palm Beach, as the first club of its kind to allow Jewish members. I bet my last dollar President Donald Trump will become the most supportive president ever for Israel. That's another Reagan-like trait. Reagan loved Israel. But it's the topic of capitalism where Trump is most like Reagan. On Thursday night at the Republican National Convention, Trump laid out the most Reagan-like economic plan since Ronald Reagan. Trump must point out that all Ronald Reagan did to turn the misery, malaise, and depression of Jimmy Carter into the greatest economic recovery and expansion in world history was to dramatically cut taxes and regulations. That's it. It was that simple. Today's Obama economy is an exact replica of Carter's miserable economy. Trump should spend the rest of the presidential campaign reminding American voters of the Reagan miracle. It happened over 36 years ago. Most Americans have either forgotten or weren't born yet or came from different countries, so they weren't here, they don't know. The biased liberal media is desperate to keep them in the dark. Trump's job is to make sure every American knows the Reagan record. Make sure they know Trump is Reagan Part 2. Report on this magical Reagan record, the Reagan miracle, again and again from now through November, then repeat and rinse. Remind Americans that Reagan's low taxes and rollback of regulations produced an era of prosperity unlike anything in history. Reagan exploded the economy with $30 trillion in goods and services. Reagan's low tax policies created nearly 20 million jobs in a short span, increasing U.S. unemployment by a remarkable 20%. These weren't the pathetic low-wage part-time jobs that Obama's created. These were wonderful, high-quality, high-wage jobs a middle-class America could be proud of. Reagan's job averaged the equivalent of almost $50,000 per year. From 1981 to 89, GDP per capita rose by 23%, the greatest increase in the history of America. In 1 year alone, the GDP increased by 6.8%, the largest increase in 50 years. In only 7 years, the economy grew by a third. The value of the stock market tripled. Inflation was 13.5% when Reagan took office. By 83, it was 3.2%. The number of Americans earning $1 million a year went up a staggering 8 times. Net assets like stocks and real estate went up by a remarkable 50%. The economic boom lasted 92 consecutive months, the longest peacetime boom in world history. It shattered the previous record of 58 months by almost 60%. Folks, this is the definition of opportunity, prosperity, mobility, and freedom. Reagan created freedom by the ton, by the bushel, by the bucket. All it took to create the Reagan miracle was lower taxes and less government regulation and interference. It's really that simple. Trump is our new Reagan in every way. He has the exact same plan, except he's throwing in a wall. Trump is our Reagan. Welcome back. We missed you. I'm Allyn for Root for America. God bless Donald J. Trump, and God bless America.